And Meghan Markle has just learned just how fickle life outside of the royal family can be. Netflix has axed her animated series just 10 months after it was announced. The cartoon, titled Pearl, was part of Harry and Meghan's multi-million-pound deal with the streaming giant and was set to follow a 12-year-old girl exploring famous historical women. The company has begun bidding projects in the wake of a collapse in subscribers, wiping billions off the company's market value. Netflix has promised to stick with Harry and Meghan, but this is a sign. Is this a sign that the Sussex brand is beginning to fail? I can feel someone wanting to get their teeth stuck into this one.
Yeah. Yes, finally. Yes, hallelujah. I always have to give a preamble to whenever I talk about Meghan and Harry and say, I don't know them, I'm not haters, I don't care. But I think the way they have taken their 2 days, because they were really working royals for basically 2 days, their time with the royals and ran with it and basically commercialized their experience in the royal family. And commercialized the royal family is so disrespectful to the Queen, who has basically dedicated her life in service to the royal family. I've always said I think a lot of the things they've done after leaving the royal family has been very tacky, in particular the Oprah interview. But I think this was probably the final straw for me, because I just thought, wow, you're just running with it shamelessly, right? This is the Queen's Jubilee year, and you just have no shame in what you're doing. And I think people are sick of it. What else are they going to say? There's nothing interesting about them anymore.
We've talked for ages about, if you're already part of something and then you go there moaning about press intrusion, you sign this big deal. Delighted it's canned. I cannot handle, right, this is what, I forget the virtue signalling and all that, right? I don't know how he and she can, through this Archewell Foundation, can say things like, we won't rest until we've created world peace. Do you know what? You don't even know what honestly, it's almost so condescending. And for me, just go back to America and shut up. And I'm not surprised, because Netflix have probably gone, it's not going to work. Maybe Netflix have heard the noise against these two. I know she loves them.
Well, I mean, it's... Sharon, I would love to hear what you have to say about this.
Well, I'm like, welcome to the industry. You wanted to be a part of it. Welcome. It happens so many times to so many people. And I mean, I didn't think the idea was great in the beginning. The story we've heard is a million, you've seen it a million times. But anyway, this is not an unusual thing. If a company's not doing good, the first thing they have to do is cut. And they've cut them. But I think that their business, I don't think that Meghan's book for children did very good. And I don't think their podcast was doing great. So welcome to Hollywood.
Well, it's almost welcome to anywhere, I guess. This is the situation that, well, my experience, 35 years in TV.
35 years?
Yeah, I know, wow. You couldn't tell. But, like, there's 10 ideas, and you'll be lucky if one gets commissioned.
Have they been rumbled? Is that what's happened here? Have they actually finally been rumbled?
I think it was the name. I think they must have thought, we're Meghan, we're Harry, we're going to sign this deal. But when you fill in the gaps, with the greatest of respect, a podcast, the Archewell thing, where's the substance? The only thing that will work is the Invictus Games, I would think, because there's something good about that.
But he's done that for years, though, hasn't he? I mean, if you're Netflix and you've got to save some money, they've lost a load of subscribers, they've got to try and save some money somewhere, they've got this big list of programmes that they need to cut back on. You're not going to cut back on the best ones. You're going to cut back on the ones that actually...
Mine's only just been announced on talkTV. This is a nightmare.
You hear what I'm saying here? This is how, as Sharon said, this is how brutal it is.
Or, Ian, you cut back on the most expensive one.
Possibly.
They've made a loss of, well, the company value has gone down 50 billion in recent months. They've made a net loss of 200,000 subscribers. Maybe they've cut other animations as well. It was one of 3 animations that they've cut. Animations are quite expensive to make nowadays. So I just think that this is part of the industry. How many pilots have we all been a part of that haven't gone ahead? Doesn't mean your brand's failing.
But, let's be honest. That was such a massive signing and such a big deal. And we're talking about two, in your words earlier, two of the most famous people in the world, in their minds, I imagine. That's a big shout by Netflix.
Yeah,
that's a big shout.
They're still the most two of the most famous people in the world.
But they're meant to be the most bankable, aren't they?
Yeah,
That's the
but
point.
They're not
meant to be.
bankable. He's right.
But they're still going ahead with the documentary about the Invictus Games.
Of course, but that's not them and their sad little lives telling us how apparently they can create world peace.
Yeah.
That's something really good that was for disabled.
Yeah,
I think
but
that was
I think
great.
it's a shame that this animation got cut because what it was actually about was a girl called Pearl who travels back in history and meets different female historical figures.
So why don't they just do it with her? But okay, on a serious note, is there anything left? What else do they have to offer?
Yes, they
what
could
else are they
put.
going to
I'll
talk
tell you
about?
what they should. Keep the animation theme. Stick them both in The Simpsons. That will.
Oh my God.
That will sort it
Or
out.
Family
They should
Guy.
what? Okay.
Put them both in The Simpsons.
Ah,
You
fantastic.
see, that would
Great.
get an audience.
You're wasted here, Ian.
I know.
That's
Or
no
you're
way
just wasted.
Either or, frankly.
One or the other. OK, well, now then, moving on. A royal who does seem to be doing everything right is Kate, the Duchess of Cambridge. She snapped these beautiful pictures of her daughter whilst visiting Norfolk at the weekend. The photos are to commemorate Princess Charlotte's birthday, and she's 7 years old today. Happy birthday. Sorry, stupid voice, but that's what happens. Lots of people making comparisons to Prince William at the same age. I mean,
Because they're wearing blue
Blue,
jumpers.
yeah, I think she's the perfect
and they're
mix.
related.
Yeah.
But I mean, lovely photographs, and
I love that Kate takes the photos, the family
Yeah.
photos that then get used in the press. I think that's...
I'm confused by that comparison. She literally looks like
her dad.
her mum. Sorry, I don't really see.
Well, all babies look like their father when they're first born.
No, they don't.
Okay, so this is this is absolutely fact.
Can I just point something out
refuse.
without being told that I'm being
We're gonna have a fight.
disrespectful? 4 children? No. I think she might know.
You know why?
I refuse to
Because
She's
that's
right, by the
nature's
way.
That's nature's way of allowing the father to identify his newborn. Otherwise,
Really?
he might reject them.
I still don't believe
You need to stick with me, sister.
I
I'm
don't believe that.
gonna teach you some things about little babies.
Oh my gosh.
But you don't want babies yet. Don't have them yet. Okay. Anyway, happy birthday, Princess Charlotte.
Yeah,